Hey, I mentioned that Tamara Lich was starting her on-the-ground journalism, and we did that today. Together we went down to Sankofa Square, or what I still refer to as Yonge Dundas Square in Toronto. Sort of a mini Times Square, like they have in New York City, but without the verve or the freedom to talk about free speech. Tamara, congratulations. It was fun to watch your work.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I think we had a lot of really great interactions. I was pleasantly surprised that nobody recognized me. And there was a great conversation. The truck is a great conversation starter.
Yeah, we had the free speech truck, and,
Yes.
and we'll have the full video out tomorrow, but it just basically blazes. What was the question on the side? Something like, do you support free speech?
Yes.
Like, just a good
Yes, do you support
question to
free
start it
speech?
off.
Yeah, it was. And we had a lot of really great comments, actually, from people who feel like Canada is fine, that there is no problem with free speech in Canada, to those that felt like it was going sort of down the wrong path. And we're concerned about the bills that are coming out, yes.
Now, you said that people didn't recognize you. That's partly true. There were some tourists and just sort of a young Torontonian probably wasn't following the trucker convoy, but there were people who did. Some were a little bit shy. Some sort of came and watched the whole thing. So,
Right.
so you did have some
Yes.
fans. Now, I just want to tell our viewers, I want to put them at ease, because some of our viewers, when they heard we were hiring you, I got some stern messages, people saying, Ezra, don't get Tamara Lich in trouble by violating her house arrest. You cannot do that, because there was that one instance about a year ago
Yes.
when you were in a photo with someone and they scooped you. It was just, so I promised you, and I promise our viewers, that we would be extremely careful not to do anything that would jeopardize your freedom. You are in constant touch with your probation officer,
Yes.
clearing in advance all your travels, even to the degree of what restaurant you
Yes.
go to, what hotel you go to. Like, it's actually pretty strict, but we are complying.
Even so much so, like at the end of the day, when I return to my hotel, I have to email her to let her know that I'm back in my hotel. So, I mean, it is a bit of a challenge for sure, but it really just comes down to scheduling, proper scheduling, and having a bit of a plan, which, as we've already found out in journalism, is a little bit tricky because it's very time sensitive. So, we just do our due diligence and keep her as informed as we can.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt that checking every single move with the probation officer, it's going to take a little bit of time. Now, we've got a new producer to help you out with things like this. So my goal is to take some of these groundworky administrative things off your desk. But you know what? If it takes us even half an hour a day to deal with the legals, so what?
Yeah.
That gives us 23 and a half hours. You're here in Toronto, you're moving around, you're in a way, I mean, this is all legal because it's work, which is an exemption.
Exactly.
But you are, I think, doing more for the community and doing more for your message than if you were under house arrest at home.
Well, I mean, I always enjoy, as you've seen over the years, I love getting out and talking to people. I love hearing their perspective, and I love listening to their stories. And, you know, one of the beautiful things that happened today for me was, yes, we did go out there to talk about free speech, and we did go out with the free speech truck, but there was probably 5 or 6 Iranians that came up to me, and they all had the same message. They all said, please give a voice to Iran. And so I got to talk to them and listen to their stories. And in some cases, you know, their families and their children are still over there. So
and they know that Rebel News tells the stories of the people of Iran.
Yes, that's right.
In fact, there was some fans.
There was some fans there. Yeah, that's right.
Now, I want to mention one more thing. And again, listen, the journalism will speak for itself. Your journalism, it'll be out tomorrow, and it'll be normal journalism. But I want to just say about how the process, how we do it. The number one thing is we make sure we're in compliance with the law.
Yes.
The number 2 thing is we have security. And today I think we had 3 security, and one guy sort of looking at the truck and a couple other guys. I forget how many. It was a good, and they were big guys.
Yeah, they were big guys.
And they were scanning, and they had body cam. Like, it was a serious security. There was no problem other than there's like a safe use drug den.
Yes, yeah. That's
so there
right.
were some drugged out guys from there, but they weren't coming after you because you're Tamara Lich.
Right.
They're just, that's Toronto. You have zombie drug users around, I'm sorry to say. But that's another thing, and you and I have talked about this. We've got to keep you safe because even if it's only 1 in 1,000 people who wants to take a run at you, we've got to cover off that process. And we did today, and we'll keep doing that.
Yeah,
we'll protect you, especially on campus. We'll protect you.
Yeah, exactly. And it is important. And I mean, I think we've seen, especially in the last few years, an escalation towards right-leaning influencers, I'll say, or whatever. But and so it is definitely a concern. And like I alluded to, Charlie's assassination, especially since then. And then, of course, when we see what's happening even down in Minnesota right now. So when you get to the point in your society where you actually have politicians and people in places of leadership and power advocating for violence against people that they don't agree with, it's very concerning, and it can be unsettling sometimes. I get threats all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. And my DMs,
okay,
I get threats all the time.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, we can have a talk that's not on TV about if they're true and serious. Like, I mean, people throw mean words all the time, but if it's an actual threat, let's have a huddle about that afterwards, because actual threats we should take seriously. We should, and you know, that's something, like I said, we've hired this producer to assist you with things. And maybe one of the things they do is, if there's a DM, a direct message that is genuinely threatening, not just
exactly. Because a lot of them are just keyboard warriors. But
but if there's something that looks real, I think we should report them to police. And we'll find the right, whether it's Medicine Hat Police or the RCMP or whatever, because I don't believe that's kosher.
But it happens. And so, I mean, security is definitely a factor. Yeah.
It's my hope that, I mean, anyway, we went down there with you today because we had Lincoln J as the videographer. He's done Streeters 100 times. Yeah. So just having him sort of give you some ideas and some tips. And and Tasha, who's your producer, was there. So it was just basically, here's the rebel way.
Right.
Let's do it in the toughest turf in the country, downtown Toronto, tourist area. So after Young Dundas Square, everywhere is going to seem easier.
Right.
You know, because everywhere, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, there's some things that are nice about Toronto, but it's not the friendliest place in the world. So now that you've done Streeters in Toronto, you can do them anywhere.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yes.
And you're going to be and Streeters is a form of journalism. You talk to people on the street, but there's other kinds of journalism too. You're coming with us to the Conservative Party conference coming up pretty quick, aren't you?
Yeah, at the end of the month. Yeah, that's going to be really exciting. I'm very excited to be a part of that.
Yeah, and so I really think that you are a kind of journalist. You have a mission, you have a story, you have a history, you're a fighter. And I think that is the kind of journalist that the Canada could use in 2026. And I look forward to you being at that Conservative conference to remind Conservative MPs about their commitment to freedom.
Yeah, yes.
And I don't want to pick on Garnet Genuis, the MP from Northern Alberta, because I've talked about him a fair bit. But I don't like the fact that he gave up on York University, and I'll stop being mean to him. But part of your job, if I may, is to remind Conservative MPs and MPs of any party to live up to the freedom that was bequeathed to us. People who came before us paid a mightier price than we'll ever know to give us the country we have. And I think your mere presence at that upcoming conference will remind them of the promise of freedom.
Right.
Don't you think?
Good point. Yes. Yeah, good point.
And even if the MPs are a little bit shy about you, I think grassroots Conservative Party members are going to be thrilled to see. I really think so.
I have been really blessed, you know, anytime I've, obviously before my house arrest, I've gone to any of these events for the support that I've had, for sure. So it'll be interesting. It'll be my first time going to a convention, and we'll see what happens.
So in the year ahead, we're going to do Streeters, that's the journalism on the street. We're going to do events like this Conservative Party conference. We're going to do a book and then a book tour. We're going to do a campus tour. I'm at 5 things already.
That's right.
And I think on the scene journalism, like we were just talking an hour ago, when Trump arrested the dictator of Venezuela, we sent a couple folks down right away to Little Havana, to Little Caracas in Miami, to talk about freedom. And it was beautiful to see. I'd like to get to the point where you are able to move that quickly and with the permission of your probation officer. That if we keep following the rules, which we are, that your probation officer would say, okay, you're going down to Little Caracas to talk to the Venezolanos. I just love saying that. No, they were such beautiful people. I was really moved by and the strength there was our people spoke a little Spanish, so it helped. But I would love to see you go on location to freedom moments around the world even.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been to the UK for a Tommy Robinson event, so you understand. And, you know, our heart is here at home, so we have to focus on home in Alberta and around the country. But occasionally it behooves us to go to other parts of the world to cover the fight for freedom there. I think he would be a great ambassador. And that's where I hope this goes. So if we color within the lines, if we follow the rules, I think it's going to be a great year.
I think so too. It's going to be a very exciting year.
Well,
yes.
I'm really excited about your second book. Your first book
Yeah.
was the best-selling book we ever published at Rebel News. So,
wow, I did not know that.
I think so. The Libranos, I think would either tie. I'd have to check which was.
So we're close.
You know what? I shouldn't have said that without double checking. They're either 1-2 or 2-1.
Yeah.
But I'll get that info. But it was a big hit. Sorry, I wasn't prepared with that stat today.
Okay.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming out to Toronto. We've got you a producer now. We're getting you set up on things. And thanks for wearing that hoodie.
Yes, love it. I
like
love
the
it.
Rebel hoodie. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Well, you told me that someone at the airport saw you. And they bought you a bite to eat or something.
They recognized me in the airport in Calgary, and the hoodie, of course, too. And so came and bought me.
Well, and even on the plane, I'm giving away all your stories. But the
true.
reason I mention that on TV is because sometimes on social media it's a wall of negativity.
Yeah.
But in real life, I mean, I get a fraction of that in my life, and I find it enormously rewarding. And the fact that just even on your journey here, get to the airport, meal paid for. On the plane, people in front said, we like you. And even on the street today, people, you know, I think that is a sign that you're on the right side of things. And I promise you, we're going to do everything we can to keep you legally safe, physically safe, and give you a megaphone. That's our symbol. The megaphone is our symbol. Isn't that funny? If you want to help us out, I do need help on one thing. And that one thing is security. I don't know what the guys today charge, because we have some security teams that love you so much they give us a nice discount and they're wonderful, but sometimes we just got to pay. These are professional guys,
right, of course, yeah.
And we got to protect the truck also. And that's just going downtown for a couple hours. When we do our campus tour, that's where there's no way that you can have less than 4 security at a place like U of T or McGill. In fact, McGill, I would think you would need more than 4 security guards. That's when the costs are going to add up. And I just need some help with that. And if folks want to go to the tamaraproject.com, thetamaraproject.com, that money goes to security. Today was a trifle compared to what that tour will require, but it's going to be great. I think a ton of young people will be attracted to your authenticity and your sacrifice. When was the last time they saw a leader who was authentic and personally sacrificed for the community? I can't even think of one.
Right. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's going to be, I'm really curious what that demographic kind of, you know, where they'll sit. I mean, I've lots of young people recognize me too and come up to me. And to me, that is, I mean, I love all of it. It's really, like you said, it's very rewarding. But to know that your message is getting out to the youth, you know, like you and me are kind of preaching to the choir in some cases, but when you know that you're reaching younger generations and expressing the importance of free speech or standing up for your rights or, you know, being willing to make a sacrifice, that message is getting through. Yeah. And it's important.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I'm so glad you said that. And getting you on as many Canadian campuses as possible is a very high goal of ours. And that's what the producer we've just hired for you will assist with. We've got a whole team. You've met a lot of the team, the behind the scenes team. So, you know, there's a journalist that everybody sees, but there's people behind the scenes doing the planning. And I really feel like we can give you the infrastructure and it's your time to shine. 2026 is your year. I'm really excited.
It's gonna be great.
Thanks for coming on here. There you have it. Wow. You know what? It really is a blessing to have Tamara Lich on the Rebel News team. And I will do my best to unlock the power that she brings, the message, and, you know, her last comments there about students really isn't that I mean, that's what Charlie Kirk did. He focused on the young people with great results.